Swine establish social hierarchy in group housing systems. Pigs are naturally curious and playful, but being socially dominant could mean having access to feed first and not quarreling later on. Measuring swine behavior is assessed by physiological and/or behavioral abnormality, attempts to cope with the situation, immunosuppression, disease, pathology, brain changes or damage, and the reduction in the ability to grow. A pig with a subordinate status may be more prone to the aforementioned parameters. However, as shown here, pigs that have been housed together have already established a social hierarchy. One study expressed the benefits of socializing piglets before weaning to improve post-weaning social hierarchy. In another scenario, young post-weaned pigs were housed together where dominance was established within 30 to 60 minutes of the pigs being introduced, and vigorous fighting ceased within about a 24-hour period. What physiological measures may be an indicator of stress? Cortisol and albumin. Cortisol is a steroid hormone produced from the adrenal gland that is an indicator of stress. Albumin is a protein that is soluble in water and is often noted as the major blood plasma protein that serves as a transporter for large organic anions and for some hormones at specific times. Tail biting and ear biting are a sign of boredom and go along with the pig's natural curiosity, but are also a visual display of social dominance. Tail biting and ear biting behaviors establish dominant hierarchy in swine, along with the biting at the neck, as you'll see in this clip. The boar, who is black and white, has not been previously introduced to this group of gilts and has to establish his dominance. Social dominance can cause a pig to be chronically stressed, typically the subordinate or socially isolated animals. Chronic stress can influence body weight, decrease antibody production, cellular immunity, and resistance to infections. Here is a good demonstration of dominance. Flank biting and neck biting are common areas where a pig may display social dominance. As you'll see shortly, there will be a pig coming towards us with very short ears. This pig has suffered from ear biting. Now, as you'll recall, cortisol and albumin are indicators of stress, and in one particular study, cortisol and albumin levels are higher after tail biting. Additionally, cortisol increases after mixing with unknown animals, which is to be expected. In this video, you will see another representation of pig socialization and a couple examples of dominance as a study done by Hicks and all others is discussed. A group of weanling pigs were assessed for behavioral, endocrine, immune, and performance under various stressors, including shipping for 4 hours, heat, cold, or a control group. However, social dominance was an important component of this study. Each group was stressed until there was an effect, meaning heat-stressed pigs had an increase in respiration rate and cold-stressed pigs huddled and shivered. There were 3 non-litter mate pigs per pen of treatment to determine the dominance, intermediate, and submissive pig in each respective pen. The heat-stressed and shipped pigs were less likely to engage in aggressive behaviors compared with cold stress and control pigs. Many immune and blood measures were not changed. However, pigs with an intermediate status had a decrease in lymphocyte proliferation, used for immunity, when under heat stress, and increase with shipping. Natural killer cell toxicity was disrupted. Natural killer cells are lymphocytes necessary for defense against stress, microbe-infected or malignant cells. They increased in dominant and intermediate dominant pigs under cold stress. Dominant pigs had a higher performance in weaning weight, final weight, and post-stress average daily gain. Submissive pigs had an increase in cortisol. In a separate study, it was found that ear injury increased for 2 days after pre-weaning piglets were commingled, but decreased aggression during other social situations. Additionally, as pigs age, they exhibit less agnostic behavior. Could it be that they are getting used to social changes, or that with age there's a higher biological cost, especially for sows? Although it was discovered that sows who were placed with unfamiliar pen mates twice a week had increased cortisol levels, stimulated the hypothalamo-pituitary adrenal region of the brain, and displayed strong fighting behavior. Dominant pigs had elevated cortisol concentrations for longer durations than subordinate sows. Tail biting and ear biting are a demonstration of social dominance as well as boredom. Introducing pigs early, such as pre-weaning, and less often can be beneficial to decreasing socializing stress. Also, cross-fence pen introduction can be a tool that may reduce injury. Each producer should decide the best way to manage their pigs on their farm for optimal results.